On June 21st, 2007, finally earned the title of United States Marine. Took a long journey to get where I was at that point, but you know, it was nice. It was nice to finally earn that title. And it was finally nice to see my mom and my brothers for the first time in over 3 months. Then the next day, June 22nd, 2007, we finally walked across that parade deck. Got to call ourselves United States Marines. And in my time in the Marines, in boot camp, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. When you're in it, initially, you don't think that it's fun. You're trying every possible way in your mind. You're just like, how did I get myself into this? And I think back when I finally told my grandmother that I was going to join the United States Marine Corps and I was going to become a Marine. And of course, everybody's perception of Marines are, you know, we're crazy. You know, finally, you know, she looked at me and she's like, well, what the heck would you want to be a Marine for? Why don't you just go to the Army? And, you know, the Army for the longest time had always been my dream. My uncle was in the Army. My grandfather on my mother's side, he was in the Army. But there's something different that separated the Marines. And it didn't take me long to realize that. So I get to Okinawa for the first time, and I'm not gonna lie, I was scared. And I remember his name was Lance Corporal Wright, good friend, still call him a brother today. And he comes, he picks me up. He had his sleeves all tight, he had this moto tattoo or something showing, and I remember it. He comes in, he goes, PFC Vanderwalker. I'm like, oh man, look at this guy. Ah, great. So he picks up my bags and he we get to the trunk of the car and he goes, is there anything breakable in here? And I'm like, no, and he just throws them in the trunk. So we get in the car and he goes, it was horrible. He goes, right hand, right knee, left hand, left knee, back straight, mouth shut, don't look out the window. And I'm like, man, you gotta be kidding me. So I'm in Japan and I end up getting orders to go to 9th ESB, 9th Engineer Support Battalion. Another scary moment. It finally hit me that war was real. So we end up deploying to Iraq. Fortunately, we didn't see anything. To this day, when I think of my time in the Marine Corps, there's two places I think about. There's Okinawa, Japan, and you guys become brothers. You become a family because that's all you have. And then Iraq, of course, you know, you gotta count on that guy next to you. And you're damn right they become brothers. And you remember the ups and the downs of the training, the ups and the downs of the deployment, you know, the lack of sleep, the sleeping in some of the nastiest conditions, and that brings you guys close together. The one thing I can say about my time in the Marines is I made a lot of great friends. Now I have, for instance, my best friend, or one of my best friends, Charles Harger. His whole family, his mother, his father, his sisters, they're my mother, they're my father, they're my sisters. Then I got another buddy, James Cartier. Him and I, of course, good friends. One of the few that I'm able to call a brother. My Marine family, I would do a lot for. My career in the Marine Corps was fun, and you know, through all the BS I went through in the Marine Corps, and you know, all the pain and the aches and the lack of sleep and the issues that I have lingering with me right now, you know, I wouldn't trade it in for anything. And this is why. My brothers that I was able to make, and then of course, my grandmother. My grandmother, for most of my life, really was a rock that I could depend on. And like I said, the day I told her I was joining the Marines, she's like, why the Marines? They're crazy. But when I came home and all she wanted to see was her Marine, she wanted to see me in my uniform. She wanted all her friends to know that her Dolly, as she used to call me, was still her Dolly, but man, look at him. He's all grown up. He's a United States Marine, and very few people ever have the right to bear that title.
where I was broke down and built up and reborn. A fight